All right, good morning. So as you can see, the sun's coming up in the east, over Manhattan, over Brooklyn rather, and it's a great day. I've put some video together. We went from a trip from here up to Kingston, New York with a load of fuel, and then we came back. I shot video all the way to Kingston, and most of it was at nighttime, and it was a dreary, awful day. So there wasn't a whole lot to see. The good news was the next morning the sun came out and it was beautiful. So what that means for you guys is I have the entire trip. I'll put in the comments there. I'll put in the video how many miles it was, and people are always asking how fast we went, how many miles and how long it took. I'll put all that in there, but basically it was like about probably 8 or 9 hours of video that we've compressed into hopefully about 20 minutes for you. But it was a beautiful day, and so hopefully you'll like it. On another note, I'm really happy. A lot of you guys have expressed a lot of generosity, saying that you wanted to support the channel in more than just subscribing and liking videos and commenting. All of which is something that I really appreciate, and I thank you so much for. But if you do want to support the channel in another way, I feel really, this is something that I've been torn up about. I've been paying a lot for uploading the pay for data. Jeez, I probably should have had my coffee before I did this. But anyway, yeah, so it's been a hard thing for me to come to grips with the idea that I should be asking some people to reach into their pockets and help out my channel while they're stuck at home not working and I'm out here working. I'm really conflicted about that. However, as one of you viewers pointed out to me, I have one job and it pays my bills. The second job is something that is taking money from that first job, and that kind of made sense. So anyway, look, I just love that you guys like my videos and that you're watching them, and we can do this together and kind of build this little tugboat community. I love that. That's awesome. If you feel if the spirit leads you to contribute, please check out TimBatSea at Patreon and do whatever you want. If you don't, that's totally cool. It's like I say, I understand it's tough times for everybody and all that sort of stuff. I do pledge to you that this is not something that's going to be income driven to me, but rather money that I'll continue to put into the channel. Some of you have told me about different ways of getting different data plans just for the channel, so I can upload much more often, and a bit higher quality and all that sort of stuff. So the money that I take in on Patreon is something that I really hope to invest solely in the channel. But anyway, that's that. Hope you enjoy the video, and I'll try to keep them coming. Hope everyone's staying safe and healthy. Wash your hands.
One, two, 1, 2, 3.
As you can see, it's a beautiful day here in Kingston, singling up lines. I've got a fair tide here, so I crack the stern out. The tide comes and helps to push us right off. Get her turned downbound, and away we go. On the right-hand side, you'll see the entrance to Rondout Creek, which is the little creek that runs into Kingston, New York. Beautiful little town. If you guys ever get up to this part of the state, highly recommend it. We're cruising along here. Everything's fine. We've got a fair tide, so we're making good speed. In fact, a lot of people in the last video, they asked me how fast we went and how long it took and all that sort of stuff. So this trip between Kingston and New York, it's about just a little over 80 miles. It took us just around maybe a little bit more than 9 hours. So it's hard to give you an exact speed because there's times that we slow down, speed up depending on traffic, and also we have to worry about things like I don't mean we have to worry about it, it's just that the different tide conditions change how fast we go. But light tide going down here, we probably averaged around 9 knots. There were probably plenty of times that we were slowed down to 8 knots and other times that we were up to 10 knots, so about 9 for this trip was about right. I think you're seeing, it's hard to see on this little window that I'm looking at, but Esopus Island is on the left. We had passed Esopus Meadow on the right when we first took off, but I'd say it's hard to see all this stuff. This little teeny editing window. Someday I'll figure this stuff out, but for now, this is what you guys get. We're coming up to Poughkeepsie, going under the Poughkeepsie Bridge and the Mid-Hudson Bridge. Clinton Point on the left. It's a gravel, or I should say aggregate facility. They bring a lot of aggregates down the river. It's kind of interesting on the whole Hudson. On the left-hand side, you're going to have train tracks that are predominantly for passenger trains, and on the right-hand side, oh, you're seeing a train go right by right there. It's all freight trains. Freight trains on the right, passenger trains on the left. Up to Newburgh and the Newburgh Bridge. Way up in the distance, or kind of on the right side of the mast up there, you'll see Storm King Mountain. I shot this on, I guess it was on April 1st. So everything, I think the trees are just starting to bud. This is an incredibly beautiful area. Storm King Mountain is just amazing when you go by it. Now we're making our way into what we call World's End. All the way at the end of this, there's two really sharp turns that they call World's End. And that's the home of West Point, the Army's military academy right there. But before we get there, let's see here in my preview window, we're going to come around the corner of Magazine Point. Yeah, here's Magazine Point right here on the left-hand side. Now we come around here, and then we're going to go hard right, and come right around World's End. And unfortunately, you guys, I wish that I could have moved the camera, but right on the right-hand side is all of the West Point of the military academy. It's beautiful. It's a thing to see. Approaching Bear Mountain. My mate is running the boat right now because he's on watch and he was just holding up for that inbound traffic. Here's the Bear Mountain Bridge. Come around here. And if you're coming the other way, it's better to see the profile the other way, but they call it Anthony's Nose. I don't know why, but well, I can only assume, but that's what it's called. Alright, as we come around the corner, you're going to see the Indian Point Power Plant. This is Indian Point. This is the, I believe, if I have this right, this is the big nuclear power plant that provides a lot of electricity for the city. coming into view is the brand new TimBatSea Bridge. Any of you remember the old one? They've been building this one for years, and we still have some construction barges around it, but I think it's pretty much open. Here's what all your tax dollars are buying. You can see those construction barges on either side, so they're still doing some work over there, but I don't know, for all I know, that's part of the bridge removal from the old ones. Like I say, it's not really my concern. I don't really know that much about it, other than that I drive through it. Yonkers on the left. I think you'll see a ship over there on the left-hand side, working at the new Domino's plant we were talking about in another video. You'll see on the left-hand side the entrance to the Harlem River, and up in the distance the George Washington Bridge. Now, somewhere on the left-hand side, I'm not going to be able to see this in the little preview window that I have while I'm trying to narrate this, but is be able to look out for Grant's Tomb. Big cylindrical building with a little point on top. Pretty cool. Anyway, we call this area the Dead Presidents because of the George Washington Bridge and Grant's Tomb. It's a place that we anchor a lot. Now you can start to see more and more of the city coming up in the distance. Remember, Manhattan's going to be on the left. Hoboken, all of New Jersey's on the right. Now, as I approach over here, there's a couple things. Oh, you know what? Before I say that, we need to keep an eye open on the left. See if we go by the U.S. Naval hospital ship, the Mercy, that should be on the left, and also the Intrepid Museum boat is on the left as well. But anyway, I call into traffic, and I check in at the Holland Tunnel vents. the city. There's a good shot of the Manhattan skyline straight ahead. Yuri Lackawanna is going to be on the right. Statue of Liberty is going to be on the right as well. And we're starting to make our way around the Battery, which is the southern tip of Manhattan, Wall Street area. Coming around it now. The East River's off to the left. You can see the Brooklyn Bridge just on the left there. Governor's Island is off to the right. Now what I'm doing here is there's an ebb tide and it's running really hard and I have to get into this Brooklyn Pier 8. So instead of just driving in, if I drove in, I'd crash into the side. So you'll see me, I kind of go, what we call stem the tide. I drive up and then I snap the bow around, which lifts the stern up. Bring it right in there. Obviously, none of that could be done without the guiding, or without the assistance of Reggie guiding me in. But anyway, that's it. Hope you liked it. Thank you.